Hello friends. What happens when fire meets air, when restless curiosity collides with elegant balance, and when freedom falls in love with harmony? The connection between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman often feels less like a coincidence and more like a cosmic experiment, one designed to explore love, growth, and the art of partnership itself. This is not a quiet pairing, nor is it a predictable one. It is a relationship fueled by ideas, laughter, tension, passion, and an ongoing search for meaning together. From the very first encounter to the deeper layers of emotional bonding, this love story unfolds like a conversation that never truly ends, only evolves. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Chemistry. Initial attraction. The initial attraction between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman rarely arrives quietly. It tends to announce itself through energy rather than action, through a subtle but undeniable sense that something meaningful has just entered the room. There is often an immediate awareness on both sides, a feeling that this meeting is different from the dozens of ordinary interactions that fill everyday life. Sagittarius feels it as excitement, a spark of curiosity that lights up his mind. Libra feels it as balance, a pleasant internal alignment, as though the presence of this man has shifted the emotional atmosphere into something warmer and more alive. Sagittarius, ruled by expansive Jupiter, naturally radiates movement, possibility, and forward momentum. He carries himself with an openness that is difficult to fake, a mix of confidence, curiosity, and emotional honesty that signals he is not afraid of life or of people. Libra notices this immediately. She senses that he is not guarded, not calculating, and not trying to control how he is perceived. For a woman ruled by Venus, who instinctively reads emotional and social cues, this authenticity is deeply attractive. It feels refreshing, almost relieving, to encounter someone who does not hide behind masks. Libra, in return, presents herself with a grace that feels effortless rather than intentional. Her charm is not loud or demanding, it is woven into the way she listens, the way she responds, the way she creates emotional comfort without dominating attention. Sagittarius is drawn to this instinctively. He may not initially analyze why he feels pulled toward her, but he senses that being near her feels good. There is ease, there is flow, there is a sense that conversation does not require effort or strategy. When they begin to talk, the chemistry deepens rapidly. Sagittarius approaches conversation as an exploration. He throws ideas into the air, asks big questions, shares stories that jump from topic to topic, guided by enthusiasm rather than structure. Libra responds by catching those ideas, examining them from multiple angles, and gently shaping the conversation into something coherent and engaging. She does not shut him down or attempt to correct him. Instead, she complements his mental fire with intellectual air. This creates an immediate sense of being understood. Sagittarius feels heard without being confined. Libra feels engaged without being overwhelmed. Their dialogue develops a rhythm that feels natural, almost intuitive. He speaks from instinct, she responds from insight. He pushes forward, she creates balance. Neither feels the need to compete for dominance in the conversation, which allows mutual respect to form very early on. Laughter becomes one of the most powerful bonding elements in this stage. Sagittarius has an infectious humor that comes from his ability to see the absurd, the ironic, and the adventurous side of life. Libra appreciates humor that is intelligent, light, and socially aware. When she laughs with him, it is not polite laughter, it is genuine amusement, signaling emotional safety. Sagittarius, sensing this, relaxes even further, becoming more open, more expressive, more himself. What makes their attraction especially compelling is that it is not purely physical, even if physical attraction is present. The foundation is mental stimulation. Both signs are deeply curious about the world, though they express that curiosity differently. Sagittarius wants to experience life directly, to travel, to debate, to test ideas through action. Libra wants to understand life, to examine motivations, values, relationships, and the dynamics that connect people. When these approaches meet, fascination grows. Sagittarius feels mentally energized around Libra. Her questions make him think more deeply about his beliefs. Her observations reveal layers he may not have noticed. Libra feels mentally awakened by Sagittarius' boldness. He voices thoughts she may have quietly considered but hesitated to articulate. His fearlessness in expressing opinions gives her permission to trust her own perspective more fully. There is also a subtle emotional undercurrent developing beneath the surface of their attraction. Libra senses that Sagittarius is emotionally honest, even if he is not always emotionally nuanced. This honesty creates trust. Sagittarius senses that Libra is emotionally intelligent, even if she sometimes hesitates to reveal her own needs immediately. This sensitivity creates intrigue. Each feels that the other holds something valuable they themselves lack. The aesthetic and energetic contrast between them further intensifies attraction. Libra naturally enhances her environment, paying attention to tone, beauty, and emotional harmony. Sagittarius may not consciously prioritize these elements, but he responds strongly to them when Libra introduces them. Being with her feels smoother, more refined, more pleasant. In contrast, Sagittarius brings spontaneity and unpredictability into Libra's world. He disrupts routines, challenges indecision, and invites her into experiences she might otherwise postpone. This contrast does not feel threatening at this stage, it feels exciting. There is also an absence of pressure in their early attraction. Neither sign tends to rush emotional ownership in the beginning. Sagittarius enjoys the freedom of discovery, while Libra enjoys the unfolding of connection. This shared pace allows attraction to grow organically, without anxiety or forced intensity. They are curious about one another without needing immediate answers or guarantees. As time passes, the attraction deepens rather than fades. Sagittarius begins to admire Libra not only for her charm, but for her ability to hold complexity without judgment. Libra begins to admire Sagittarius not only for his optimism, but for his integrity and refusal to live dishonestly. What started as a spark becomes a steady mental and emotional engagement. This chemistry creates a powerful foundation because it is built on mutual inspiration. Sagittarius feels encouraged to expand his thinking. Libra feels encouraged to trust her instincts. Together, they create an energetic loop where curiosity feeds attraction and attraction feeds deeper curiosity. The initial attraction between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is not dramatic in a destructive sense, nor is it shallow or fleeting. It is light, expansive, and intellectually charged. It carries the promise of growth, exploration, and emotional discovery. It feels like the opening chapter of a story that neither wants to rush, because both sense that what they are building together deserves time, attention, and presence. Emotional dynamics. Emotionally, the connection between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is layered, complex, and constantly evolving. It is a relationship where emotions are not static but in motion, shaped by two very different yet complementary emotional philosophies. Sagittarius approaches emotions as experiences to be understood, processed, and then released. He feels deeply, often more deeply than he admits, but he does not linger in emotional states for long. For him, emotions are teachers, not destinations. Once the lesson is learned, his instinct is to move forward, lighter and wiser, without looking back too often. Libra experiences emotions in a more relational and atmospheric way. She feels not only her own emotions, but the emotional temperature of the entire relationship. She is acutely aware of shifts in tone, energy, and unspoken tension. Emotional harmony is not a luxury for her, it is a necessity. When balance exists, she flourishes. When imbalance appears, even subtly, she feels unsettled and compelled to restore equilibrium. This difference creates both fascination and friction. Sagittarius is often intrigued by Libra's emotional awareness. He may not naturally notice small emotional shifts, but Libra does, and she often articulates them with clarity and grace. At the same time, Libra is fascinated by Sagittarius' emotional courage. He does not hide from feelings, nor does he dramatize them. He confronts emotional truth directly, even when it is uncomfortable, and this honesty commands respect. However, this same honesty can become a point of emotional tension. Sagittarius tends to speak from a place of truth rather than tact. He believes that clarity is kindness and that withholding truth only creates confusion. Libra, while valuing honesty, also values emotional timing and delivery. When she is seeking reassurance, warmth, or validation, Sagittarius' blunt words can feel jarring, even if his intentions are pure. What he sees as straightforward, she may experience as emotionally sharp. Libra may sometimes feel emotionally exposed in these moments. She gives a great deal emotionally, often adjusting herself to maintain peace, and when she reaches out for emotional support, she hopes to be met with gentleness. Sagittarius may not always recognize this need immediately. He may respond with logic, solutions, or philosophical perspectives when what Libra truly wants is empathy and emotional presence. Sagittarius, on the other hand, may feel confused by Libra's emotional responses. He may perceive her sensitivity as hesitation or indecision, not realizing that she is processing multiple emotional layers at once. When Libra pauses to consider how she feels, how he feels, and how the relationship feels as a whole, Sagittarius may grow impatient, eager to move past what he sees as emotional looping. Despite these challenges, the emotional potential of this pairing is immense. Libra brings emotional intelligence into the relationship in a way that gently reshapes Sagittarius' approach to feelings. She encourages him to slow down, not to escape emotions too quickly, and to consider the emotional impact of his words and actions. Through her, he learns that truth delivered with care can be even more powerful than truth delivered quickly. Sagittarius, in turn, offers Libra emotional liberation. He teaches her that not every emotional fluctuation needs to be analyzed or corrected. Some feelings simply pass if allowed to move freely. His optimistic worldview helps her step back from emotional overthinking and trust that discomfort does not always signal danger. With him, she learns emotional courage, the courage to speak honestly, to choose decisiveness, and to trust her inner compass. As emotional trust deepens, their dynamic becomes more balanced. Libra learns to assert her emotional needs without fear of disrupting harmony. Sagittarius learns to listen without immediately trying to resolve or transcend the emotion. They begin to meet in the middle, where honesty and sensitivity coexist. This emotional exchange transforms both partners over time. Sagittarius becomes more emotionally nuanced, more aware of subtle relational dynamics, and more patient with emotional complexity. Libra becomes more emotionally confident, less dependent on external validation, and more willing to embrace emotional risk. Their emotional rhythm works best when Sagittarius practices patience, allowing emotions to unfold naturally rather than rushing toward resolution, and when Libra practices confidence, trusting her voice and expressing her needs clearly rather than hoping they will be intuitively understood. When these lessons are embraced, emotional misunderstandings decrease and emotional intimacy deepens. Together, they create an emotional environment that balances freedom with closeness. Sagittarius maintains his sense of independence without emotional detachment. Libra maintains her desire for connection without emotional dependency. The result is a partnership where emotions are neither suppressed nor overwhelming, but respected as part of a living, breathing bond. In its highest expression, the emotional dynamic between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman becomes a space of growth rather than struggle. Each partner learns not only about the other, but about themselves. Emotions become a shared language rather than a battlefield, allowing their relationship to evolve with honesty, grace, and mutual understanding. Long-term compatibility. In the long term, a relationship between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman has the potential to feel expansive, dynamic, and deeply enriching rather than limiting or restrictive. This is a pairing that, when nurtured with awareness, can continue to grow long after the initial excitement has faded. Both signs are oriented toward evolution. They are not content with stagnation, routine without meaning, or relationships that exist solely for comfort without growth. Instead, they seek a partnership that evolves alongside them, adapting to new phases of life without losing its core vitality. Sagittarius approaches long-term life with a desire for expansion. He measures fulfillment not by stability alone, but by how much he is learning, experiencing, and discovering. Travel, education, new philosophies, and unfamiliar environments feed his spirit. He wants a life that feels open-ended, rich with possibility, and guided by personal truth. Libra, while equally interested in growth, seeks it through connection. She grows by building meaningful relationships, cultivating beauty and creativity, and striving for fairness and balance in her personal and shared world. These differing paths toward growth can actually strengthen long-term compatibility when both partners recognize them as complementary rather than contradictory. Sagittarius brings movement and vision into the relationship, preventing it from becoming stagnant. Libra brings continuity and emotional coherence, ensuring that growth does not come at the cost of connection. Together, they can create a life that is both dynamic and emotionally grounded. The central long-term challenge for this pairing lies in their approach to commitment. Sagittarius values independence at a core level. His sense of self is deeply tied to freedom of thought, movement, and choice. Any structure that feels imposed rather than chosen can trigger resistance. Libra, by contrast, flourishes in clearly defined partnerships. Emotional security, shared plans, and a sense of "we" are essential to her long-term happiness. She does not seek control, but she does seek reassurance and consistency. If these differences are not addressed with honesty, misunderstandings can arise. Sagittarius may interpret Libra's desire for clarity as pressure or restriction. Libra may interpret Sagittarius' need for space as emotional withdrawal or lack of commitment. Over time, these misinterpretations can create emotional distance if left unresolved. The path to long-term harmony lies in mutual respect and emotional maturity. Libra must learn to give Sagittarius space without internalizing it as rejection. This requires confidence in herself and trust in the bond they share. When she allows him freedom without anxiety, Sagittarius feels respected rather than constrained, which paradoxically makes him more inclined to commit. Sagittarius, in turn, must redefine what commitment means to him. Commitment does not have to be a loss of freedom, it can be an intentional choice to explore life alongside another person. When he understands that partnership can enhance his experiences rather than limit them, his resistance softens. Libra does not seek to cage him, she seeks to walk beside him. As time passes, their long-term compatibility deepens through shared experiences. Sagittarius introduces Libra to new cultures, ideas, and ways of seeing the world. Libra helps Sagittarius integrate those experiences into a meaningful life structure. She transforms movement into purpose, while he transforms routine into adventure. Decision-making over the long term becomes another area of growth. Libra tends to weigh options carefully, considering emotional and relational impact. Sagittarius tends to decide quickly, guided by intuition and belief. When they learn to respect each other's timing, they become a powerful team, balancing instinct with reflection, speed with consideration. Their long-term bond is strongest when they view life not as a series of compromises, but as a shared journey. Instead of asking, "What am I giving up?" they learn to ask, "What are we creating together?" This shift in perspective allows both to feel fulfilled rather than sacrificed. Emotionally, long-term compatibility improves as trust deepens. Libra becomes more secure, less fearful of uncertainty. Sagittarius becomes more emotionally present, less eager to escape discomfort. They meet each other not at their extremes, but at a middle ground shaped by understanding. In its healthiest form, this relationship continues to evolve rather than settle. Goals change, circumstances shift, and identities mature, but the bond remains flexible enough to adapt. Sagittarius and Libra thrive when they allow each other to grow individually while committing to grow together. Ultimately, long-term compatibility between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is not about perfection or ease. It is about conscious choice. When both partners choose respect over fear, trust over control, and curiosity over assumption, their relationship becomes a living, breathing journey, one that expands both hearts and horizons over time. Communication conflict resolution. Communication between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is one of the most defining forces of their relationship, shaping not only how they connect, but how they grow together over time. Both signs are intellectually inclined, verbally skilled, and naturally expressive, which gives this pairing a strong foundation for dialogue. However, communication only becomes a true strength when both partners understand not just what they are saying, but how and why they are saying it. When used consciously, their communication can be a bridge. When used unconsciously, it can become a source of tension. Libra communicates with refinement, awareness, and emotional consideration. She instinctively senses how words will land and often adjusts her tone to maintain harmony. She values fairness in conversation and strives to create space where both perspectives can exist without escalating into conflict. Sagittarius, in contrast, communicates with speed, passion, and raw honesty. His words are driven by impulse and belief rather than strategy. He speaks what he thinks in the moment, trusting that truth, once spoken, will eventually lead to clarity. These contrasting styles are not inherently incompatible, but they do require mutual understanding. Sagittarius often views communication as a tool for resolution. When something feels wrong, he wants to address it immediately, speak openly, and move forward. Libra views communication as a balancing act. She wants to ensure that what is said preserves emotional equilibrium, respects both viewpoints, and does not create unnecessary wounds. As a result, she may pause, reflect, and weigh her words carefully before responding. Conflicts between them often arise not from silence or avoidance, but from timing and delivery. Sagittarius may interpret Libra's thoughtful pause as hesitation or avoidance. He may feel frustrated when issues are not addressed as quickly as he would prefer. Libra, on the other hand, may experience Sagittarius' immediacy as overwhelming or emotionally sharp. His directness, while honest, can feel abrupt when she is still processing her emotional response. In moments of disagreement, Sagittarius tends to confront the issue head-on. He values transparency and dislikes emotional ambiguity. Libra may need time to organize her thoughts, especially when emotions are involved. She wants to ensure that her response is fair, balanced, and aligned with her values. This difference can create a cycle where Sagittarius pushes for immediate clarity while Libra retreats into reflection, each misunderstanding the other's intentions. The key to healthy conflict resolution lies in patience and empathy on both sides. Sagittarius must learn that not all pauses indicate avoidance. Sometimes, Libra's silence is a form of respect, a desire to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. By allowing her the space to process, he creates a safer environment for honest dialogue. In return, Libra must learn to speak up sooner, trusting that her voice does not need to be perfect to be valid. Delaying expression for the sake of balance can sometimes lead to unresolved tension. Softening delivery becomes essential for Sagittarius. Truth delivered without sensitivity can feel like criticism, even when none is intended. When he learns to combine honesty with kindness, his words carry greater impact and are more easily received. Libra, in turn, benefits from embracing clarity over subtlety. When she expresses her needs directly rather than hinting or waiting for understanding, communication becomes more efficient and emotionally satisfying. As both partners mature, their communication evolves into a powerful tool for connection. Disagreements become less about winning or being right and more about understanding. They begin to recognize patterns in their interactions and adjust accordingly. Sagittarius learns to slow down and listen fully. Libra learns to trust the stability of the relationship even when conversations become uncomfortable. When conflicts are resolved well, they do not weaken the bond, they strengthen it. Each resolved disagreement adds a new layer of trust and mutual respect. Sagittarius feels heard without being constrained. Libra feels valued without having to sacrifice harmony. Over time, they develop a shared emotional language, one that blends honesty with diplomacy, speed with reflection. This evolving communication style allows them to navigate challenges with increasing ease. They become better at anticipating each other's needs, recognizing emotional cues, and addressing issues before they escalate. Conflict becomes a tool for refinement rather than a threat to stability. In its highest expression, communication between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman becomes a dynamic exchange that honors both truth and balance. It allows space for authenticity without aggression, harmony without suppression. Through conscious effort, patience, and mutual respect, their ability to resolve conflict transforms into one of the strongest pillars of their long-term connection. Physical intimate connection. The physical and intimate connection between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman unfolds as a natural extension of their mental and emotional rapport, rather than as a separate or purely instinctual force. From the beginning, intimacy between them feels playful, alive, and infused with curiosity. Sagittarius approaches physical closeness with enthusiasm and openness, treating intimacy as another adventure to be explored rather than a fixed routine to be repeated. Libra approaches it with grace, sensual awareness, and a deep appreciation for connection, atmosphere, and mutual presence. Together, they create a dynamic that feels both exciting and emotionally nourishing. Sagittarius brings spontaneity into intimacy in a way that feels refreshing rather than chaotic. He is guided by impulse and authenticity, responding to the moment rather than following scripts or expectations. This makes Libra feel desired not for a role she plays, but for who she is in that moment. His confidence and comfort with his own body and desires create a sense of safety, allowing Libra to relax and open herself fully to the experience. She senses that he is genuinely present, not distracted or performative, and this presence deepens her responsiveness. Libra contributes a refined sensuality that elevates physical connection beyond the purely physical. She is attuned to mood, timing, and emotional nuance. Touch, tone of voice, eye contact, and setting all matter to her, and she instinctively weaves these elements together. Sagittarius may not consciously think about atmosphere, but he feels its effect when Libra creates it. Intimacy with her feels smoother, more harmonious, more complete. She teaches him, without instruction, that pleasure deepens when intention and awareness are present. The chemistry between them often grows stronger over time rather than fading. Initially fueled by curiosity and attraction, it matures into something richer as trust develops. Sagittarius enjoys how responsive Libra is to his energy, how she meets his enthusiasm with warmth rather than hesitation. Libra is drawn to his openness, emotional, physical, and expressive. He does not withhold affection or desire as a means of control, and this transparency allows her to feel secure enough to fully engage. Physical closeness between these two is rarely mechanical. It is expressive. Sagittarius uses intimacy as a way to communicate affection, excitement, and emotional truth. Libra uses it as a way to reinforce connection, harmony, and mutual appreciation. These intentions align naturally, creating an experience that feels shared rather than one-sided. Each partner feels both desired and valued, not only physically but as a whole person. What further strengthens their intimate bond is the role of intellect and emotion. For Sagittarius and Libra, intimacy does not begin or end with physical closeness. Long conversations, shared laughter, teasing exchanges, and moments of deep mutual understanding all feed into their physical connection. A stimulating discussion or a moment of emotional honesty can be just as bonding as physical touch. This layered intimacy makes their connection feel multidimensional and deeply satisfying. Libra's appreciation for romance introduces a gentle tenderness into their intimate life. She values moments of closeness that feel intentional and emotionally resonant. Sagittarius, while not always traditionally romantic, responds positively to this energy. He may not plan every detail, but he brings sincerity, which Libra values just as highly. Over time, he learns that romance does not limit spontaneity, it can enhance it. Sagittarius also introduces an element of play that keeps intimacy from becoming predictable. He is open to exploration, change, and growth, which prevents stagnation. Libra appreciates this sense of vitality, as it keeps the connection feeling alive. At the same time, her sense of balance ensures that exploration remains respectful and mutually fulfilling. As their relationship deepens, physical intimacy becomes a place of emotional grounding. Sagittarius, who often lives in motion, finds stillness and presence through Libra's touch. Libra, who sometimes overthinks emotional dynamics, finds reassurance in Sagittarius' physical openness and consistency. Intimacy becomes a shared language through which they reconnect, especially during periods of stress or external pressure. When nurtured with respect, curiosity, and communication, their physical connection becomes a powerful glue within the relationship. It reinforces trust, deepens emotional safety, and reminds both partners why they chose each other. Rather than existing as a separate aspect of the relationship, intimacy integrates seamlessly with their emotional and intellectual bond. In its healthiest expression, the physical and intimate connection between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is vibrant, evolving, and deeply human. It reflects their shared joy, mutual admiration, and willingness to be fully present with one another. It is not driven by intensity alone, but by connection, a connection that continues to grow richer as understanding and trust deepen over time. Shared values, life goals. At the core of the connection between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman lies a powerful alignment of values that gives their relationship depth, direction, and long-term meaning. While their personalities may express these values differently, the underlying principles are remarkably compatible. Both signs believe deeply in fairness, honesty, and the idea that life is meant to be lived consciously rather than passively. They are not content with surface-level existence or relationships that lack purpose. Instead, they seek growth, understanding, and a sense that their lives are moving forward in meaningful ways. Honesty is a foundational value for both, though it takes different forms. Sagittarius values truth as a guiding force, believing that personal freedom and integrity are impossible without it. He seeks honesty not only in words, but in actions and intentions. Libra values honesty as a pathway to trust and balance within relationships. She believes that fairness and mutual respect depend on transparent communication. When these perspectives meet, honesty becomes both a personal principle and a relational bond. Fairness is another deeply shared value. Libra is naturally oriented toward justice, equality, and ethical balance. She is sensitive to power dynamics and strives to create relationships where both partners feel valued and respected. Sagittarius supports this value through his strong moral compass and resistance to hypocrisy. He may challenge systems or beliefs he perceives as unjust, driven by a desire to live authentically. Together, they reinforce each other's commitment to living in alignment with their principles. Personal growth is essential to both signs. Sagittarius views growth as expansion, learning through experience, exposure to new ideas, and stepping beyond familiar boundaries. Libra views growth as refinement, developing emotional intelligence, relational wisdom, and aesthetic harmony. These approaches do not compete, they enrich one another. Sagittarius encourages Libra to take risks and embrace the unknown. Libra encourages Sagittarius to integrate growth into a sustainable and emotionally coherent life. Their shared appreciation for education and intellectual development further strengthens their bond. Both enjoy learning, discussing ideas, and engaging with perspectives that challenge their own. Whether through formal education, travel, or conversation, they seek knowledge that broadens their worldview. This shared curiosity prevents stagnation and keeps their connection mentally alive. Cultural experiences hold special value for this pairing. Sagittarius is drawn to diverse cultures, belief systems, and ways of living. Libra appreciates the beauty, artistry, and social nuance within those cultures. Together, they experience the world in a way that is both exploratory and appreciative. Travel becomes more than movement. It becomes a shared process of discovery and connection. Meaningful relationships are another shared priority. Neither Sagittarius nor Libra is satisfied with shallow social interactions. They value connections that offer growth, authenticity, and emotional substance. Sagittarius seeks relationships that allow freedom and truth. Libra seeks relationships that offer harmony and mutual care. When aligned, these values create a social and emotional environment that feels both open and supportive. Their life goals often reflect this shared desire for exploration and purpose. Sagittarius may envision a life filled with movement, changing horizons, and continual learning. Libra may envision a life that is aesthetically pleasing, emotionally balanced, and rich in connection. These visions intersect beautifully when they are willing to see them as parts of a larger whole. In planning a future together, their greatest strength lies in their ability to blend vision with structure. Libra contributes a sense of stability, long-term planning, and attention to quality of life. She thinks about how a shared life will feel day to day, emotionally, socially, and aesthetically. Sagittarius contributes a sense of possibility, encouraging them to dream bigger, aim higher, and avoid settling for comfort alone. Together, they can create a life that is both exciting and grounded. Their home, whether physical or emotional, reflects Libra's desire for harmony and Sagittarius' love of openness. Their goals balance ambition with enjoyment, responsibility with freedom. They are motivated not only by success, but by meaning. As time passes, their shared values help them navigate change. When circumstances shift, they return to their core principles: honesty, fairness, growth, and connection. These values act as anchors, keeping the relationship aligned even as external factors evolve. In its most fulfilling expression, the partnership between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman becomes a shared vision of life itself. It is not defined by rigid plans, but by shared intention. Together, they pursue a life that is thoughtful, expansive, and deeply human, a life shaped not by fear or limitation, but by curiosity, balance, and a mutual commitment to becoming more than they were before. Final thoughts. The love between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is best understood not as a fixed structure, but as a living, breathing process, a continuous dance between freedom and harmony, truth and beauty, movement and balance. This relationship does not thrive on rigid definitions or strict expectations. Instead, it unfolds through exploration, conversation, and a shared willingness to evolve. Each partner brings a distinct energy into the union, and it is precisely this difference that gives the relationship its depth and vitality. Sagittarius embodies motion, expansion, and the pursuit of truth. He is driven by an inner call to experience life fully, to question assumptions, and to seek meaning beyond the surface. Libra embodies balance, connection, and the pursuit of harmony. She is guided by a desire to create beauty, not only aesthetically, but emotionally and relationally. When these energies meet, the relationship becomes a space where growth and grace coexist. This pairing is not without its challenges. Differences in emotional pacing, communication style, and approaches to commitment can create moments of misunderstanding. Sagittarius may struggle with patience when emotional complexity slows momentum. Libra may struggle with uncertainty when freedom feels unpredictable. Yet these challenges are not signs of incompatibility. They are invitations, opportunities for both partners to expand beyond their habitual patterns. When both individuals commit to understanding rather than changing one another, the relationship transforms. Sagittarius learns that harmony does not weaken truth, it refines it. Libra learns that freedom does not threaten connection, it can strengthen it. In this mutual learning, love becomes a teacher rather than a test. Curiosity is the key that unlocks the highest potential of this bond. When curiosity replaces judgment, differences become sources of fascination rather than frustration. Sagittarius approaches Libra's sensitivity with interest instead of impatience. Libra approaches Sagittarius' independence with wonder instead of fear. Each partner remains open to learning who the other is becoming, rather than clinging to who they once were. This relationship flourishes when love is not treated as a limitation, but as an expansion. Sagittarius does not have to sacrifice his independence to be deeply connected. Libra does not have to sacrifice her need for harmony to allow freedom. Together, they redefine partnership as a shared journey, one where individuality is preserved and connection is consciously chosen. Over time, their love becomes less about intensity and more about alignment. It is expressed through shared values, honest conversations, mutual respect, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing one is accepted as they are. The excitement does not disappear, it evolves into a deeper sense of purpose and belonging. In its most mature form, this relationship inspires both partners to become more fully themselves. Sagittarius becomes more emotionally aware, more considerate, and more grounded without losing his adventurous spirit. Libra becomes more confident, more decisive, and more courageous without losing her grace. Together, they create a partnership that feels alive, flexible, and deeply human. Ultimately, the love between a Sagittarius man and a Libra woman is not about perfection. It is about intention. When both choose presence over assumption, understanding over control, and growth over comfort, their relationship becomes a source of inspiration, not only for themselves, but for those who witness the harmony they create through difference. This is a love that moves forward, not because it avoids challenges, but because it meets them with openness and trust. It is a journey shaped by shared curiosity, mutual respect, and the quiet certainty that together, they are becoming something greater than they could be alone.